Hi. Okay. Well, welcome to another episode of Coloring with Lisa, my extreme coloring method. And I've been teaching you guys so far these colors in my new video where I've had to film it from my phone because my back is out. So hopefully you're liking them. So now we're going to be doing another flower, and this time I'm going to choose a red tone. I haven't done a red tone for you guys yet, so I'll do one of those. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin by just lightly basing. You got to base in the red color. And if you've been following my technique in my other videos, do it the same way where you lightly just put in the color, and you have it darker in some spots, lighter in some other spots, like here where you vary and same as here. Just vary the pressure and the intensity in some areas to give it some of that really nice highlighted look. My pencil's really sharp, and when it's really sharp, it tends to leave a little bit more lines. So I'm not doing as much of my normal. I do this flicking method like this, right, like here, but I have to dull my pencil a little bit first. But now it's kind of working its way in because I already started, rolling it around like this. So as your pencil gets a little duller, you can, when it's, like I say, when it's just freshly sharpened, you got to kind of work with it a little bit. So now it's starting to smoothen out. So you see what I'm doing here, how I created a look of some light, some dark, right? And leave some highlights, leave some white in spaces, so that you can have that nice highlighted area. And you can always put it go darker, but it's always better just to, keep it real light at first. And then after you have the real light in, then you can, make it a little darker in some spots. Like that. And you just do this all the way around with this color, which I'm sorry, I guess I didn't tell you, this is permanent red, 122 permanent red, okay? And what we're gonna do is I have these color sheets available on Etsy if you want to print it out. If not, you can just color in any flower, or just draw a little petal even if you wanted to. But what I do is I'll make a swatch here when I'm doing colors, and I'll do number 1, 2, 2, and I'll write down what that was. And this was the permanent red, so I'll just write down permanent red. That way I know what I used first, and I go in order. So the order that you see it here is like the order that I put it in. Okay, I'll put this up on in my Etsy store too, in case you want it for reference. If you want to make a little reference book and collect them all and have them for reference, you know what I mean? Like if you want to color something. I also have other color charts available on there too. So I think it's really cool to have those for reference, So just keep going through here, and like and subscribe my video too, because YouTube, you have to do that for me, because the YouTube changed the way they do things now, and you have to have so many subscribers now, and you have to have likes and watch times and things like that before, you can do anything good with the YouTube. So if you need me to keep making these videos for you, or want me to, then I need you to like the video. Okay, so just go through here and play with it a little bit. It's hard for me to do a real good job on the first ones here because, I got to hold the phone at the same time, because as you can see, I'm still in bed. Yep, here's my bed. Here's my pencils over here. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy. So, anyway, oh, in case that got in the picture, you know what that is? I'm going to be painting that. I'm going to put that on my wall, and I'm going to paint that, and I'm going to paint that urn for a planter also. So, yeah. Okay, so, anyway, so I'm going to keep doing this the same way all the way around, just like this. All right, until I'm happy with it. And it just takes a little time, and you just keep going over it, darken some areas. We're going to put a lot of other colors in here, so you don't have to worry about it looking perfect. This is just going to set down your undertone for where your highlights and shadows will be. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and do that same thing, and you do the same thing too to your flower. So you see here, I put all the red real nice in here like that. Did a little variety of dark and light, right? And then now what we want to do is we're going to add some crimson red, which is 924, this one here, the crimson red. And then we're just going to go into the areas again where we want it darker. And then by layering these colors on, this is how you get that effect. Because one color, although, yeah, you think that that looks good, right? Like, just like that. But really, it's when you layer these colors on, that's when you start to really get that extreme coloring look, where it's professional and it's, you know, a lot more than just, you know, quote unquote, the average, you know. Us as extreme colorers, we're not average. I'm far from average, although I'm way wacky, but maybe I'm called an idiot savant. I wonder if maybe, I don't know. So anyways, I'm pretty dingy. I'm not dingy. I think I'm just quirky. I'm very quirky. I'm unique. I'm eccentric, actually. Okay, so enough about me. So now we're gonna, oh man, this being sick in bed stuff is getting to me. All right, so we put this, the nice crimson red on there. Now see how it's starting to already create a lot more depth than the other petals. Even though these had light and dark, this has got we're standing over and above with this, right? So this is, you're going to do the same thing. Just go all the way around with the crimson red. And then I'm thinking maybe on this one, I might even do the tips a little darker. What the heck? Let's just do a little bit different of a technique. So flick it down so that it blends. And the reason I flick it is because it's harder for here when you push, and then it lightens up as it comes down. So I'm just going to do that little technique here. Okay? And I'm going to do the tips darker. And see, I just flick it in. Just like that. Sorry about my blanket in the way here. Oh, this is crazy. But hey, you know what? Gotta make the best out of things, right? I'm thankful I'm even alive these days and allowed to, you know, able to sit here and color and hang out with you guys. That's awesome to me. So, can always be worse, right? Gotta keep that positive attitude. I figured my back would be better by now. Geez, it's been like, I think 3 or 4 days now. Ugh, it's terrible. Oh well, I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna be grateful for everything. So that's all you can do. All right, so now you see, what I did is I kept it a little darker on the tips. I think I want to do that. Just you know, to show you different styles and shading techniques. These 3 flowers here are more of the easier, you know, kind of basic, I would say intermediate. But this is intermediate to advanced, because you got to learn how to, you know, how to get your pencil to color and stuff like that. How to, you know, the technique of learning your pencil and the flicking techniques and all that. But I want to do the next group of videos I'm going to use the same sheet of flowers. So if you can, download that. If not, you could just color on a piece of paper with the same coloring techniques and make like a little, you know, circle or whatever, and do it however to practice. Because you want to practice before you put it in your book, you know. I think that would be good. And then make that color swatch chart too. And or you can use these and collect these or however. But the next group of videos I'm going to do are going to be more advanced, to where you're going to put a lot more coloring, a lot more layers. Because like right now, just to let you know, I'm not going to do it on this picture. But like if I were to add blue on here, because blue, red, and blue make a purple, then this would turn into a really cool looking purple in some areas. So I am going to do that. And then also, if I were to put yellow on here, well, yellow and red make orange, right? So that would give it a really cool orange shade. And so there's a lot of different color combinations that you could do. So I thought in the next videos I'll do some of those more advanced, interesting techniques. And it's all the same. I mean, it's not like you won't be able to do it. You totally can do it. It's just they take a lot more time for each flower because there's a lot more layering involved. But it's also a lot more fun and rewarding. So it kind of depends on what you're after. All right, so now, so I'm going to do this all the way around. And you do the same thing, and we'll be back. Okay. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what this was underneath, I have a book here that I'm using because I'm in bed, as I said. So I'm using this book that I read. This is a really good book, by the way, on flowers and colors and things like that. It's really cool. So and it shows you real great techniques. So I look through this book to learn color. I love the way they do that leaf. That's an advanced technique. Yes, I can do it, but you know, it's an advanced technique. It's actually not that hard. If you look here, you can see they're the same shading techniques where you've got the dark, you've got the lights, you've got your dark veins, and you've got the little color surrounding the veins. It is a process, yes, but it is doable, and it's easy once you know how. You put lighter on the edges like this. And I will do some leaves too for you, of course. And I'll do thick fruits. I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff. So just make sure you follow me, and you can learn how to do really awesome flowers. But right now I'm doing these basic ones. Just I want to get you going in your books and get your coloring books to come out beautiful. So I'm gonna continue doing this and going all the way around. Oh, and a lot of people ask me, by the way, I've never been trained in any way. I'm all completely self-taught, I never went to school, excuse me, I never went to school or anything like that. I just, that was rude, huh? I'm like Wendy Williams. No school, nothing like that, just by practice and, learning on my own, and that's it. So if you go to school, that's great. I mean, however, but I feel you just learn by using the colors yourself. And there's some things that you do need to learn, like the color wheel and kind of like how to get a light source and things like that. But you can learn it from watching people like me and other videos. So just keep your learning process going. I mean, I still learn. I still watch videos. I still learn new techniques. I still catch things from other people, even though I've been drawing since I've been, walking. I mean, seriously, that was the first thing I did. Was my mom, when I was sick, would get me coloring books and crayons. That was my favorite thing. And I just, I remember everyone saying, "Oh man, you're going to be an artist someday," because I would take so much time on my coloring books. Wouldn't look like little kids' coloring books. I would take the outlines and I would outline the lines, and really I was shading even back then. It's funny, my mom reminded me that before she died, and how I would take even then back then, with the shading and stuff. So I guess it's just something that I have, I don't know, or love or whatever. So, and also my childhood was not good. So when I colored, it would take me away, kind of. So even back then I was using it as therapy. So just saying. All right, so I'm going to go through and do this whole flower just like this, and then I'll come back and we'll bring in another color. Okay, see you in a bit. So now we're going to add mahogany red. The mahogany red, I put a little bit of it here just so that you can see, is going to be the one that you use to do a lot of that more deepening, to give it a lot more shadow. So you see, you just the same way, just put it in, but just, you want to get into the base area. You don't want to put it in the middle of the flower. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you know what I mean. So you just put it just like this, just shade it in nicely, and do the same thing. Put it right pretty much where you had the other darker colors. But don't go up as high as the other ones, because you want to still see the other one. But even if, you're still layering, and by layering is where you create that look to your eye of the depthness and the richness of it. So just do the same thing like this all the way around your flower until it looks very yummy. Doesn't that look yummy? That's a good word, huh? So these are the colors that we used here. Make your little marks on them on a little swatch or on this one that you printed out. And continue all the way around until you are happy with your beautiful flower. And then you're ready to put it in your masterpiece. So thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. And please like and subscribe to my videos. And follow me on Facebook too. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.